Tune into Nice Radio every Saturday at 7:30 a.m. for A View from the Outside, hosted by Brereton Horne. A View from the Outside takes a look at key issues affecting St. Vincent and the Grenadines and gives a global perspective on how these issues are viewed. Host Brereton Horne will examine a variety of topics to enlighten, stimulate debate, and explore solutions. Hear the facts, hear the real-life stories, hear A View from the Outside. Join Brereton Horne at 7:30 a.m. every Saturday on Nice Radio for A View from the Outside.
This society need a spectacle. It might help us to see some evil. This society need a spectacle.
Oh yes, and January 13th, Saturday, 2018. We think we have Brereton on the line. Good morning to you, Brereton.
Good morning to you, Justin. How are you?
Nice, great, and wonderful as usual.
No, good to hear. Good to hear. What's it like in St. Vincent this morning?
Well, they're telling me as of 6 a.m. today, temperatures at 29.4 and relative humidity 84%.
Wow.
So
that's all I say. Wow.
Yeah, so you know, lots of moisture in the atmosphere there.
Yes,
yeah.
But the temperature is very good.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, so we all, by the way, we're almost in the middle of the month already.
I couldn't believe that when I looked at the date. Today being the 13th of January. Yeah, you're right.
Yeah,
and I'm a January born. So
well, whether it's belated or advanced, happy birthday to you.
It is advanced. In fact, it's tomorrow.
Good.
Yes, I'm in good company. I'm in Martin Luther King's company.
Great, man. Great.
Yes.
You know, I was sort of coming to the studio with a mixed bag of ideas I should throw at you, and just two of them I will pick. I think the global one is the Trump meltdown. I call it the Trump meltdown, and misdirection in St. Vincent with this, talk about politicians being involved with young girls and all of that. And people have been sent to the asylum. So a whole lot of stuff, and the year really off and running with a bang.
It is often running with a bang. You're quite right, and as you say, it surprises one that we are in the middle of January already. So the year is running away from us.
Yeah.
But to take the issues, as you said, the Trump meltdown. Let's put it this way, Justin, as far as the last remarks, which have caused worldwide concern about President Trump is concerned. Mm-hmm. Let's put it this way. When President Trump was candidate Trump, those are the kinds of things that he said anyway.
Oh, okay.
And those are the kinds of things which if you like, propelled him into the presidency of the United States of America.
Right.
So I am one of those persons. I'm not surprised at all when he comes out with things like these. But the shocking thing is that there are many within the Republican Party who still support him and support what he does and support what he says.
And interestingly, a good percentage of them being Christians.
Well, that's the thing, Christians, eh?
Yeah,
Christians.
Yeah.
I say no more on that. But,
right.
But yes, you're quite right. They say a very high percentage of them say they are Christians, but yet that's the kind of thing they support. I mean, the laughable thing is how America has become a laughable nation in the eyes of the world. I mean, I don't know if you're aware, but there was a planned trip to the United Kingdom, which is now cancelled.
I've noticed that.
There was some trumped up. If I say trumped up, and incidentally I said trumped up excuse that he used for not coming to the United Kingdom. In fact, the excuse that he gave is based on incorrect information anyway.
Oh,
yes. But I was saying that to Justin. I was saying that to say that he knew of the ire of the people here. People would come out. If he comes there, people would come out en masse to demonstrate against him and what he stands for.
Yeah, because that's the point I want to come on to. I don't know how serious it was, whether it was something laughable. Something was put on Facebook and Twitter about I'm not sure if this statement came from him, but there was a suggestion that if he was invited to the wedding, there would be consequences. I don't know. That happened sometime a week ago.
Yes, I think that's one to watch in terms of the invitation to the royal wedding. That's Prince Harry and Meghan Markle, which is coming up. But that's one to watch. And I said that's one to watch because there's a debate as to whether or not he will be invited to the wedding. Now, if he's not invited to the wedding, of course that is going to cause a major discussion.
Right.
If he is invited to the wedding, it will cause major demonstrations in the country. And as well, many believe that President Obama and his wife Michelle will be invited to the wedding because of the closeness of relationship which they have with the royal couple.
Correct.
And so if President Obama and his wife are invited to the wedding, and President Trump and his wife are not invited to the wedding, you can imagine where the discussion will go. But there we are, and it's one to watch. In terms of the local scene, I would say no more, but except to say, Justin, do not preempt what the view from the outside will be this morning.
Well, having said that, you're in total control now.
Well, thank you. Let me say good morning to all of the listeners of NiceRadio. And to all of the listeners of this program, wherever you are, whether you're at home in St. Vincent and the Grenadines or elsewhere in the Vincentian diaspora, we say good morning to you, and we welcome you to the program this morning. The weather is not what Justin described in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. It's cloudy here, and the temperature is 7 degrees Celsius, not 29 as in St. Vincent, but 7 degrees Celsius, 45 degrees Fahrenheit. So although it's relatively mild for this time of year, nothing like what is being experienced in St. Vincent, but we are making the most of it. On a view from the outside this week being the 13th of January 2018, we look at Illuminate, 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 with the view being that St. Vincent and the Grenadines, as a country, as a nation, will benefit immensely if citizens take the time to illuminate themselves, if we take the time to illuminate ourselves. The Collins Dictionary defines illuminate as enlightened in mind or spirit. And the Merriam-Webster Dictionary defines illuminate as intellectually and spiritually enlightened. For the sake of completeness, to be enlightened is to be factually well-informed, tolerant of alternative opinions, and guided by rational thought, or freed from ignorance and misinformation. This week's A View from the Outside is inspired by a matter which has gripped the nation of St. Vincent and the Grenadines, the region, and the wider world. The matter relates to the predicament of a young woman by the name of Jadata Yogi Farrell, who recently appeared before the magistrate on a charge of using insulting language to Karen Duncan Gonsalves. It is worth noting that Karen Duncan Gonsalves is the wife of Camilo Gonsalves. Camilo Gonsalves, who is the current Minister of Finance in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, an office which has recently been handed to him by his father, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, the head of the regime in St. Vincent and the Grenadines. The young woman, Miss Yogi Farrell, made her first appearance in the magistrate's court to defend herself in respect of those allegations. It is reported that Yogi initially appeared unrepresented by a lawyer. However, a local attorney by the name of Grant Connell agreed at court to take on her case pro bono, or for free. It is also reported that the charge was put to her and she entered a plea of not guilty. Following her plea of not guilty, the prosecutor applied to the magistrates for her to be denied bail and for her to be sent to the mental health center for psychiatric evaluation. It is worth noting that Yogi's lawyer, as reported, rigorously, strenuously, and robustly opposed the application. It is worth noting, too, as reported, that no evidence was presented or revealed to the defense by the prosecution of their concerns about Yogi's mental state, and no evidence, as reported, was presented in open court. It is also worth noting that no one, including the defense, is aware of any public interest immunity hearing having taken place. A public interest immunity hearing is a hearing where the judge or magistrates decides on whether or not certain evidence is revealed to the defense. If any such hearing is to take place, the defense must be notified of it. As the facts have unfolded so far, the defense, as reported, have had no such notification. Well, as reported, and seemingly in the absence of any evidence, and having minutes earlier allowed Yogi to enter a plea of not guilty, the magistrates granted the prosecution's application and sent Yogi to be incarcerated at the mental health center for a period of 2 weeks to undergo psychiatric evaluation. That whole process by which the decision took place is highly questionable and debated around the world. Many in the Vincentian diaspora, in particular in the United States, Canada, and the United Kingdom, and many practitioners too, are appalled at the decision and concerned that due process was not followed. Some have expressed concern, some Vincentians in the diaspora have expressed concerns as to whether or not they may, upon returning home to St. Vincent and the Grenadines, be subject to such treatment or subjected to such treatment. So here is Yogi, being denied her basic human right of right to liberty, among other rights. The right to liberty is a right which is universally recognized under Article 3 of the United Nations Universal Declaration of Human Rights. It is a right which must never be taken lightly. It must never be denied unjustifiably to anyone. During the initial period of her incarceration, Yogi was able to release information via social media, as reported. In that information, she made a series of revelations, and among other things, she alleged that she was in a relationship with Camilo Gonzalez, a relationship which she alleged ended acrimoniously, and which she believes has led to her having lost her liberty. In that information, she used the hashtag Illuminate, and she said that she is better off for having illuminated herself. Since then, and in the absence of any known psychiatric report, other members of the Gonsalves family, a family which has been described as a dynasty in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, have made public pronouncements claiming that Yogi has succumbed to mental illness. This is seen in many quarters as Yogi, an ordinary poor Vincentian woman, fighting against the might of the Gonsalves family. Note that Camilo Gonsalves himself has remained silent on the matter. His father, Dr. Ralph Gonsalves, the head of the regime in St. Vincent and the Grenadines, said on radio that he told Camilo not to say anything at this stage, while at the same time he was inferring the offer of a scholarship to Yogi. With all that is known at this stage, we, on A View from the Outside, ask you to illuminate yourself and come to your own reasoned conclusions. Illuminate yourself and understand your human rights as a citizen. Illuminate yourself and do not allow anyone to hoodwink you. Illuminate yourself by reading and knowing your history. Illuminate yourself and eradicate the plantation mentality. Illuminate yourself and do not succumb to the offer of money, scholarships, or any other material things. Illuminate yourself to understand whether the rule of law is being undermined and eroded in St. Vincent and the Grenadines right before your very eyes. Excuse me. Illuminate yourself so that you will know whether organizations and the relevant arms which are charged with the protection of your rights robustly defend those rights. Illuminate yourself and take action to ensure that you are treated fairly and justly in your own country. Illuminate yourself and not be muzzled by the claim that you are making the country look bad. Illuminate yourself and know that the behavior and utterances of our ministers of government is what makes the country look bad on the international stage. Illuminate yourself to stop abuse. Parents, illuminate and equip yourselves with the tools to offer protection to your children. Illuminate yourself to say no to the apparent abuse in Yogi's case. Because if you illuminate yourself, you will recognize that today it is for Yogi and tomorrow may well be you or your young daughter, your sister, your aunt, or your cousin. As a society, a Vincentian society, and on Yogi's behalf, let us all illuminate ourselves and be mindful and vigilant. Let us do so, knowing, as APJ Abdul Khan, a former president of India, once said, education, in its real sense, is the pursuit of truth. It is an endless journey through knowledge and enlightenment. On Yogi's behalf, we on A View from the Outside say #Illuminate. Justin and all of the listeners, until next week, this is Brereton Horne with a view from the outside. Thanking all those who have been sending feedback. We appreciate your feedback, and we ask you to continue to send your feedback to us. And you can do so at sending it to the email address, aviewfromtheoutside@hotmail.com. That's aviewfromtheoutside@hotmail.com. Have a pleasant Saturday, Justin. Have a wonderful Sunday, and have a week ahead where you #Illuminate, you and all the listeners.